Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sparkling Future. When you are working on a Spark project, you will listen about partitioning a lot. So in today's video we will discuss what is a partition, what are the commands to check how many partitions are already there, how to set the partitions, and also working with MapPartition. And also we will see what are the differences between MapPartition and MapPartitionWithIndex. Okay, before going into the video, I request all of you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So coming to the point, so what is a partition? So partition is a logical chunk of data which will be distributed across the cluster. So when you create an RDD, the RDD, whatever file you are using in the RDD will be distributed across the cluster in the form of partitions. So how to know how many number of partitions it has been distributed? For that we have different commands. So first one is RDD get num partitions. We can use this and we can get the number of partitions. And also you can use partitions.size. And if you are using for a data frame .rdd.get num partitions. So using these three you can get the number of partitions that is currently being used. And also you can set these options like spark.conf.set and Spark SQL shuffle partitions to whatever number of partitions you wanted to have. By default it will have 200 partitions. If you wanted to decrease or increase, you can use using repartition, or you can use coalesce operation for this partitions to increase or reduce. So here in the coalesce operation, along with the number of partitions, you can give on which column name you wanted to perform the partitioning. You can give multiple column names as well. Also, when you are creating the RDD itself, you can do like sc.parallelize of this data is the data or any list or sequence or any data, and along with that you can pass how many number of partitions you wanted to do on that RDD. So these are the commands we can use for getting the number of partitions and also using that partitioning and modifying that partitions. And we can also repartition and partition. We can use repartition and partition by option in data frame. So the other one in the other previous screen we have seen about performing on RDDs. So on the data frames we can use this repartition and partition by options for performing the partitions. So if you see the sample code here, so first line we are reading a CSV and then we are repartitioning based on the country. Country means here I have taken some example of some data which has country is the column name of that. For example, if you are taking employee database, you can perform the partition based on the department column. So whichever column you wanted to perform, so here you will mention what is on which column you wanted to perform the partitioning, and here you will mention partitioning, and here you will mention the column on which the partition should happen and what is the file you wanted to write into. This is the file format. And why we have this option repartition here, why this duplication is, this repartition here instead of column we can mention number of partitions to be divided into. And for example, if you have 7 countries and you are giving a 5 repartition, so it will give you only 5 repartitions and it will adjust that 7 countries into these 5 repartitions. Or if you have only 3 countries with and you are giving repartition of 5, then whichever is columns, whichever data is having larger number of rows, that will be shared across the different partitions. So these are the options we have for repartitioning purpose. So next one coming to this is map versus MapPartition versus MapPartition with index. So map, when you take usually whatever function you are using in the map, it applies to each and every element in the RDD. So what will happen if, let it be, because that's what we need, right? But then what is the issue? The issue is let's say you are working with a 10 element, some array of 10 elements are there, and you have 5 partitions. So what will happen is, when you are using a map on that RDD, so the parser will create 10 instance. So it will call that instance for 10 times and it will create 10 instance, because 10 elements you are trying to parse. So because of that, you know, right, creating instance is taking it's a cost a cost effective operation. It's a cost based operation. It will take lot of time. So that's why if you wanted to apply something for larger data, then we will go for map partition. The main difference here is the same functionality we are doing, but the difference is map is going to apply for each and every element and it will create those many instances, which is like a costly operation. So we will go with map partitions. What this map partition does is, let's say the same, you have 10 elements and 5 partitions you have, then if you are using map partition, it will create 5 instances instead of 10 instances. It will create 5 instances for processing the data. Like how many instances you have, how many partitions you have, those many instances will be created. That's why map partition is a bit faster than map. And comparing map partition versus map partition with index, right, it's actually functionality wise pretty much they both do the same thing, except that using map partition with index, you can track which partition is being processed. Okay, and this map partition with index, we will, let's see some code, sample code for this. So here I have a sample code with which we will see how this map partition with index works. I have taken an RDD for reading some employee database, employee CSV file. So first I wanted to see how many number of partitions it is distributed. This RDD, after reading this emp new.csv file, to how many partitions that file is distributed. So this rdd.partitions.size, this method tells me how many partitions are being used. Next, just for the testing purpose, I am giving in two things, like what is the data from partition 1 and what is the data from partition 2. Here when I tested, it showed me 2 because it has taken 2 partitions. So once you query this, you will get to know how many partitions, and similarly you can write this. So then coming to the rdd.mapPartitions.withIndex. This is the function which we are using for performing this. We are just printing the data. So for printing the data, how many partitions are taking and what data is present in each partition. You see, right, we are going to see what is the data that is being stored in each partition. And this map partition with index function takes 2 parameters. One is normal integer, another one is iterator. So the first one, int, is the index that represents the partition number, and second one is the iterator. It will iterate through all the elements within the partition. So similarly we have to write the code for that. So first what I am taking, I am just creating that int f as int, and this is the index, and this is the iterator for iterating through each and every element within that partition. So what I am taking is, I am just taking if that is 0. 0 means if it is a partition 1, then print it, and I am printing the data like using collect method. Similarly I am checking if index equal to 1, then you print that second partition data. Okay, clear, right? So here this if condition is like, if I am checking if the partition is 0, then print it. If the partition is 1, then print it, because it has to, it will print partition by partition. So now I am running this. So here you can see, right, number of partitions as 2. That is what I am printing in the code on the first println statement. Then the second one is data from partition 1. Because as you know, Spark is lazy evaluation. First it is printing the data, and then it is giving that println command. So data from the partition 1 is these things, whatever, like 1 2 3 4 5 records along with header, it has put into partition 1. And then if you scroll down, you can see the data from partition 2, the remaining 4 records from that CSV file, it has inserted into partition 2. So now we will see what data is stored in what partition. Mainly for triaging purpose, or mainly for balancing data skew things, for such purpose we can use these functions to see how the data is distributed, how many records gone into each partition, and we can take further performance improvement action. For that we can use this functionality. Friends, hope this is clear. Thank you for watching the video, and yeah, if please let me know whether you like or not in the comment section. If you have any further coding requirements and you are looking for answer, please mention in the comments. I'll definitely help you. And thank you. Please subscribe to my channel.